And here we are crossing the Bay of Biscay, and you can see that the waves are a lot higher. They are climbing to maybe 3 meters on some of them. Not, it goes sort of flat for a little bit, and then you start to get some that get quite high. And well, I'm not surprised, because every time I've gone through the Bay of Biscay going down to the Canaries, it's been fairly flat, but coming back it's been quite stormy. When I say stormy, I mean high waves and whatever, and rocking ship back and forth. Anyway, so that's it. So we're going to go to breakfast. And I'm not sure what we're going to do today. I think I'll just relax mostly. I think what I'll do is I'll add this one onto tomorrow's going home day, because I think it's going to be quite a short video, is today's video, because I can't envisage doing much. Because the show that I was going to go to tonight, of course, I went to last night, and they've changed things round so that they've got what's it known, Greatest Days, about Take That in the theatre, and in the other venue you've got a guy doing impersonation of George Michael. So there's not a lot out there for me today or this evening. So as I say, it'll be mostly me filming, going at dinners, going at meals. But as I say, I'll tack it onto tomorrow, and so it will be all one video today and tomorrow. Okay, so I'll see you in the restaurant. I think I'm going to go to the restaurant for my meal, for my breakfast anyway. So bye for now. Right, folks, I know I said I was going to go to the restaurant for my breakfast. Well, I realised that this was the last chance I had to come to the Quays for my breakfast, so I've come to the Quays, because tomorrow the Quays isn't open, it's closed. The restaurants are open, and so is the buffet, but the Quays is closed. Yeah, so I've decided to come, and I'll just show you what I've got. As you can see, I've got 2 omelettes, one's cheese, one's tomato. I got a piece of fried bread, and I put beans on it because they didn't have the plum tomatoes, so I've had to put beans on, and an hash brown, 2 sausages, and I haven't bothered with the bacon because I'm just not mad on bacon. It's too salty. You know, the bacon's alright, but it's too salty for me. And of course I got my orange juice and a cup of coffee. So I'm going to tuck into this lot, and I'll come back to you and let you know what it will like. Right, folks, guess where I am now? Yep, the Crow's Nest. Yes, I've come with that. Breakfast were quite nice. Omelettes were nice as usual. The fried bread, it's okay. It's a bit, I think I mentioned it before, it's a bit too thick, really. You know, when I was last on the Iona, they had these round pieces like they have there, but they were a lot thinner, and they tasted a lot better. But yeah, it's nice. Beans are okay. Not Heinz, of course, but they're really nice. As I said, the omelettes were lovely. The hash brown were a bit crispy today, more crisp than potato filling in it, but still tasty. Sausages were okay. They're about the same standard every day, then more or less. Yeah, but overall, nice. So I topped up my cup of coffee. I've come to Crow's Nest, so I'm just going to chill out here. And I'll speak to you a bit later. Bye for now. Yeah, quick update, folks. It is definitely getting a lot colder. So much so that it's starting to affect how long food and drink staying hot. My coffee, usually I get it, and time I get up to the crow's nest, it's still red hot. This morning, it's already gone lukewarm. Well, just above lukewarm. Yeah, and the omelettes had started to get a bit chilled on the edges, which is, they've never done that before, so that shows you that it's getting colder and colder the nearer we get to the UK. Anyway, there you go. Right, folks, I've come back down to the cabin because we're getting really packed in that crow's nest. There were a quiz about to start, and I was taking up 4 seats there because I was sat in one of them big back comfortable chairs, and there in 4 of them, and I was just taking up one. So I thought, well, I'll leave the chairs to somebody else, a group of maybe 2-3 people. I'll make use of them. So I've come back to the cabin and I've done most of my packing. Yeah, I've done most of my packing now. Just a few bits and bobs to put into case before that'll go out tonight. About 7-8 o'clock, something like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to chill now for an hour or so. See what's on telly and whatever. So I'll speak to you later. It'll most likely be at lunchtime when I go for my dinner. But there you go. Hey ho. I can assure you, folks, I have done other things than just go for meals. There's some blogs that look as if that's all I ever did. That's all I did all day. Would just go for a dinner, for meals. Yeah, it's how it played out. Okay, so speak to you later. Right, folks, it's a few hours later, and I spent the morning packing, and I'm sure you didn't want to see a video of me packing. So that's what I've done. I spent the whole morning packing, getting things ready. Just got a couple of bits left to put in the case. And that's about it. And the clothes I'm wearing today, I've got to go in the case. I've got the clean clothes for tomorrow. I've got them out. And a few of my toiletries, they're still to go in the case. So I've come to the main restaurant. I wanted to go to the 6th Street Diner to get a last chance in there, but it's packed solid. So I've come to the diner instead. So I've decided to get Cumberland sausage and mash, and chilled peach melba for the pudding. I'm not getting the soup. I'm putting that squash soup, and that's one of the few soups that they put on it I didn't like. Nothing wrong with the soup, it's just a bit sweet for me. Okay, so I'll get back to you when they arrive. Bye for now. Right, folks, here we have the meal. It's sausage and mash. To be honest, it doesn't look appetising, but we'll give it a go, see what it's like. Right, folks, I'm back in the cabin. I didn't review the food while I was in the restaurant because it's just too noisy. First of all, the sausage and mash. The sausage was nice. Still say it's not Cumberland sausage because there's no spices in it at all. The mash. Now, the mash tasted okay, but it had the consistency of wallpaper paste, and to be honest, that's what it looked like. But it tasted all right, and of course, yeah, onion and gravy were fine. The pudding, now that was really nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. So that brought the overall score up, because the meal was a 6 out of 10, and the pudding was a 9 out of 10. So I'd say that between them brought the overall score up to between a 7 and an 8.
Anyway, that's the meal, and as I say, I've come back to the cabin. Just chill for a bit. The place is heaving at the moment. You know, everybody trying to get in restaurants and go to this thing and go to that thing, and they've got line dancing going on in the atrium. So, I'm got to that stage now where I'm transferring from what I call stage 1, where it's all in my nose and everything, the cold, to stage 2, where it's now on my throat and it's starting to irritate, and it can be anything from just a simple cough, gentle cough, or a really sore throat. As I say, sometimes I just get a cough, and other times I get quite a nasty sore throat. And then usually, as that goes away, it then goes down, and I get chesty, you know, on my chest and what have you. Not always. It doesn't always go down onto my chest. It sometimes stops at my throat, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that's what happens this time. And that I only get just a simple cough, which I've got some medicines and that at home which I can take, which will ease the cough. So, yeah, hopefully that's all it is. But as I say, we're getting on top of this, but I still feel, obviously, I feel a bit weak, a bit run down or whatever. And ship is now rocking. I mean, it really is rocking. Up on them top decks, you know, from about 6 upwards, the ship's going like that. Yeah, up on top decks, and it's pretty poor out there. They've closed the outside decks as well because it's not great, and some of the pools up on the top decks, they'll be closed because the water will be swishing from side to side and splashing over the top. So most of them are out there making the most of it. Most people that are out there making the most of it, people have got inside cabins, and they don't want to sit in an inside cabin. I wouldn't want to neither. So, I mean, I'm only come back to my cabin because I've got this lovely view. Well, I say lovely view. I've got a view, not necessarily a lovely view. Okay, so I'll settle down and we'll see what happens. So it's bye for now. Right, folks, I've come up to the buffet. Not a lot of choice. We've got the tomato sauce on, tomato soup on again, 2 nights running. So I've got a bit of chicken, bit of gammon, some peas, chunky chips, and that wallpaper paste that's supposed to be mashed potato. Anyway, I'll try it out, and if I don't like it, I'll just leave it and go down to Keys. Okay, folks, let's see what happens. Right, guys, I've come to Denny's. Not to Denny's. I've come to 6th Street Diner because I went to the buffet and I wasn't impressed with what was up there, to be honest. And they put tomato soup on, but second night running. Tried to con us. Last night just said tomato soup, tonight it says cream of tomato soup. So anyway, so I came down to 6th Street Diner. The reason I said Denny's because I was just chatting with waiter and telling him about Denny's. I've ordered a shrimp cocktail. I've ordered a Philly cheese. Yeah, Philly cheese something or other. And they unfortunately don't do it as part of an omelette, so I've just got all the ingredients on their own without the bun, because it came with a bun. And he said it might not be enough, so we've ordered some crab cakes as well. So I'll show you when they come, and yeah, I'm trying to be upbeat at the moment because Leeds went and blaming draw 2-2 with Swansea, and we should have beaten them. We should have definitely beaten them, except for Melier. It was a hero in first half when he saved a penalty. But in second half, he dropped 2 howlers to give 2 2 goals to Swansea to make it 2-2. Anyway, there you are. Well folks, this is a prawn cocktail. Unfortunately, it's a open prawn cocktail. There's your sauce, your lettuce, your prawns and a piece of lemon. Anyway, we'll get tucked in and see what it's like. Yeah, the prawns are lovely. Not so sure about the sauce. It's not the normal sauce that you expect with a prawn cocktail. And I'm not sure if that's iceberg lettuce neither. But there you go. I finished the prawns, which is, as I said, they were lovely, so that's the main thing. Trimmings, don't matter about the trimmings. Okay, so we're now waiting for the main course to come. I'll speak to you when it does. I almost forgot to show you guys. This is the Philadelphia cheese melt, some fries. Don't know what the sauce is, and that's the something crab cake. Yeah, as you can see, I've started to tuck into them. I almost forgot. Anyway, I'll carry on and I'll come back to you. Right folks, that was really nice for that. Was the Philly steak. It's a pity they couldn't do it as part of an omelette, but there you go. Hey ho. Fries are nice and whatever. The crab cake, yeah, it was a lot spicier than I expected, so I tucked into it. You can see well no you can't see because the camera's the wrong way around. But I did tuck into it. I ate about a third of it, but as I said, just a bit too spicy. And they brought 2 lots of fries, and I said to them, I only wanted one. They said, oh, I'll just leave them there. So anyway, we'll wait till they bring me the menu and have a look at the puddings and see if there's any of them fancy. Anyway, I'll get back to you and let you know. Bye for now. Right folks, here's my pudding. It is cherry cobbler with ice cream. Yeah. Not too certain what it's going to be like, but we'll tuck in and let you know. Right folks, that's me back into the cabin. I'm going to settle in for tonight. I know it's only early yet, but the 2 shows that they've got on tonight, I just don't fancy seeing. One's what's his George Michael impressionist, and the other is that Take That show. Plus I want to get an early night because I want to get up early to go get some breakfast before we set off back to Manchester Airport. And when we get there, then we'll work out how we're going to get home from there. So we'll speak to you all in the morning. Oh yeah, just a quick update on that pudding. I almost forgot. Yeah, it came with them little doughy balls. They were a bit too dry for my liking. Cherries were nice. Ice cream was okay. Fair enough, you know, vanilla ice cream, tasty as it is. Yeah, overall it were quite nice. Anyway, so I will see you all in the morning. So it's good night from me and it's good night from him. Bye. Good morning folks. It's what is it? It's just gone 6:15 in the morning and we've arrived. Yeah, we're pulling into the dock. Yeah. A little bit more of us pulling into the dock. Now we seem to be a long way out. I mean, we've a fair way to go yet. We're still edging in. I'm sure we dock on that side, on port side. Anyway folks, that's us back in Southampton. Yeah, that's us back in Southampton. Right folks, we're fully docked now. Yeah, I can see them out there wandering about. Yeah, I've just been up to buffet. All I got was porridge. That's all I ever get on that last morning. And it were bedlam out there, so I couldn't get camera out to film anything, mind you. Not that you want to see me eating a bowl of porridge. So I've come back down to the cabin, and it's now, let's have a look, 19 minutes past 6. We're due to get off at ship around 8 o'clock, so I'm just going to chill out here in the cabin until it's time to leave. So I'll see you again when we're getting off the ship. So it's bye for now. Right folks, here we are getting off the ship. Same deck as my cabin.
Yes, straight across there.
Thank you. And there we are in the baggage hall. So I'm now going to try and find my bags. So see you when I've found it. Right folks, we're on the coach, and it's the type of coach I've been on once before, where it's an upper deck and no lower deck and no toilet. It would have been a flaming nightmare. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see what it is. Right folks, we're finally leaving the port, and it's 8 minutes past 9. There you go. And we've now left Southampton, and we are coming down onto the M27. Of course, unlike on previous coach journeys, we will not be heading over to Oxford and going up the M1. We will be going straight up the M6. So I'll probably, unless I see anything really interesting, I'll probably speak to you again when we get to the first stop. Right folks, yeah, we're at Manchester Airport. Nothing of interest to film between Southampton and here. I didn't even bother filming in the stop that we made, because there's literally nothing in there. You know, just a few places, a Costa and McDonald's, and I think something else. I forget what the other one was. Yeah, so what a palaver I had trying to book it. It kept saying, "Oh, this error, an error. You timed out." And anyway, eventually got it booked and everything. And it is now 23 minutes past 3, and it was supposed to leave at 10 to. Man, you only got in about what? Yeah, about 5 minutes ago. So it was really late getting here. And so we're gone. We're over half an hour late. Well, maybe there's maybe hold ups on motorway. I don't know. We'll see as we make his way back to Leeds. So yeah, I'll probably film again when I'm in the house. Don't know. I'll say might do a little bit in bus station, but I doubt, because I've got bags and cases and everything. Then I got to go around and find a taxi and shoot home. So I'll probably talk to you all again when I'm home. And then probably tomorrow now, because it's late getting up. Well, it will be by the time we get to Leeds, because it's nearly on 2 hours journey to Leeds. And then another half hour up to my place. So I'll probably, as I say, so I'll do a review of the cruise, my thoughts on everything, and let you know, compare it with the one I did in September. Not September, October, November, where we went from Southampton to Barbados. So, and I'll tell you what the difference is, and, pros and cons and everything. So yeah, I'll speak to you later. Bye for now. Right, folks, it's a few days later. I didn't film anything when I got back because I was shattered, to be honest. Yes, it's been a pleasant cruise. Would I do the east to west one again? Probably not. But never say never. The reason is it was tiring in that you kept losing an hours each day, because clocks kept going forward, so it were getting tiring. Entertainment, yeah, that were okay, we're fine. Trouble is they repeat a lot of it, but so it was good all the same. You've seen it also, I won't talk too much about it. Food, yeah, food's okay. It's like any cruise ship, I would imagine. The food sometimes is nice, sometimes it's not so great. Buffet is my least favourite because it's not always great in buffet. There were times when it wasn't great, but there were times when it were good, so don't get me wrong. And 6th Street Diner, always great food in there, always enjoy it. And plus, of course, people of a certain age will love the music that's played in there. Restaurants, yes, restaurants are great. My experience of sharing a table wasn't brilliant, to be honest. So I prefer to get a table on my own, which I did sometimes, and I got a couple of times when I shared a table. They try to make them up with couples, you see, so people chat to each other. But if you're a solo traveller and you're the only one on that table, it's, unless you're like me, a forward person, puts yourself forward, you can sit there and nobody will speak to you. As I say, if you get somebody else who's a solo traveller as well, then you better chat to them and whatever. So, but yeah, the food was okay, entertainment was great. Getting off the ship was a breeze, slightly different in that we didn't go through all that winding gangway that I've been on before. We seemed to get straight off the ship onto the dock, which you'll have seen anyway. So yes, there's been a few problems with my camera, well, not so much with the camera, it's the software on my laptop. So there've been times when it's been a bit disjointed because I lost a lot of shots, a lot of files just didn't cross over properly because I used the software. I forget what it's called. It comes up whenever you try to put stuff across, and it failed. In the files just won't open. It says wait a minute and they don't, and then it's not compatible. I've tried all sorts of software, but I've failed to recover them. But if you simply copy and paste from the from your laptop to the from one from the camera to my laptop. Them files have all come out fine, so they've been great. So I've still got quite a lot of it. Now, my next holiday is not a cruise. Yeah, I'm going with my daughter, and the only reason it's not a cruise is we just couldn't get the timings right. Unfortunately, the week that she was off, for some reason, the prices were astronomical that week. It were ridiculous prices. So, and she couldn't afford it, and I couldn't afford to pay for us both at the prices they were asking for. So I managed to get us. She's obviously going to pay me back, but at least that's what she tells me. I'm sure there's a lot of parents out there that'll say, "Yeah, I've heard that expression before, Big Baz." That promise before, Big Baz. Yeah, yeah. So we couldn't do a cruise. So we're going to Portaventura, not Fuerteventura, which one or two people seem to think we were going to. It's Portaventura, and we're stopping at the La Caribe Hotel. We stopped there in 2016 when I went with my daughter and my granddaughter, and we went there. But this time it's just me and my daughter. He comes with park tickets as well, for the park tickets. It's going to be interesting because my daughter's found out that they had a trolley tram that took you from the La Caribe Hotel up to the parks, and that's gone. So you got to walk up. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not great at walking these days. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm getting old and B, getting fat, getting too much weight. But we won't go to parks every day. Obviously, we go down at beach and things like that. So we enjoyed it last time. Had a great time last time. Of course, I was a lot younger then. That was 9 years ago. But there you go. Life is as it is. Move on. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a great time. And that's in June 13th. I've got to get over my phobia as well on that because it's Friday the 13th. And I don't like going anywhere on Friday the 13th. I tend to stay in house and not move anywhere on Friday the 13th. I've got no choice this time. It's a 6 o'clock flight, so it means we have to be at the airport for 4. So we're leaving house about 3 o'clock. So it's going to be a really early morning. We're going to be shattered by the time we get there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Especially because it's with me and my daughter. That's going to be great. It's really great. And then in October, that's when my next cruise is. And that's going to be with Marella Voyager. And that's for a week round on Med. And the thing I'm looking forward to, I haven't booked it yet, obviously, because it's a fair way off. The cruise I've booked. But the excursion, I'm looking forward to going to Pizza. Yeah, with Leaning Tower. And I think they do Monaco. And I really want to do Monaco because I want to go, onto race cars. You've got racing cars, Formula One things. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, so that's it for this time, folks. Thank you very much for all you people that have supported me by watching the blogs and the new subscribers that have joined us over this period of blogs. And I hope to see you all again in back end of June when the new set of blogs go out. And as I say, thank you very much for sticking with me. And remember that whenever I make a comment on the food, entertainment, or what have you, it is my opinion, and it is only my opinion. And as we say, everybody's entitled to an opinion. You might not agree with what I say. You might not be happy with what I say. I've had a few people say they didn't like me going on about being a Yorkshireman. Well, I am a Yorkshireman, and I'm proud of being a Yorkshireman. And as for the tight bit, it's how people, see people from Yorkshire. You know, it's not true. We're not tight. You know, we are frugal. Frugal. I love that word. Yeah. So remember all that, folks. And as I say, thank you for sticking with us. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.